Hey folks, Dave the Not So Evil Viking 13 here, and welcome back to the Confederate Republic. As you guys can see, it is only 1861, and yet the Confederacy already stretches from Cheyenne to Richmond. We already have a huge chunk of territory, and things are not looking good for the Union. Honestly, they've barely put up a fight yet because we've been so incredibly aggressive. I think my next target might be a daring strike up the center of our Confederacy here at Chicago. But for now, let's end our turn. American Civil War, August of 1861. Got a bit of history here. Talking about, let's see who this is. William Joseph Hardy was born in Georgia. Commissioned as a second lieutenant in the 2nd U.S. Dragoons. He served the USA as a member of a dragoon group. And then after his wife died, he returned to West Point and served as Commandant of Cadets from 1856 to 1860. In 1855, at the behest of then Secretary of War Jefferson Davis, he published Rifle and Light Infantry Tactics for the Exercise and Maneuvers of Troops when Acting as Light Infantry or Riflemen, better known as Hardy's Tactics. Wow, that title is massive. It became the best-known drill manual of the Civil War and was used by both sides. And it looks like Hardy did resign his U.S. Army commission on January 31st, 1861, after his home state of Georgia seceded from the Union. A few troops here in Mississippi. And I think these guys are going north as well. Oh yeah, we've got some raiders out here. Looks like some units of Union militia.
Yes, sir.
Got General Mosby here. He's going north as well.
Yes. Your humble servant.
Yeah, he's the general for our Central Army out here in Kentucky.
Make ready and awaiting orders. March. Your humble servant.
And then we're going to want to recruit James Longstreet to lead our new army here in the center of our territory. I guess it's also time to spend some money on some construction outside of the eastern area of the Confederacy. Haven't done much out here, just a few industrial buildings here and there. Looking for a good spot to spend some money. Let's do a governor's residence here in Upper Texas. A great estate farm. What is this? This is western Louisiana. And one more farm right there. I think the rest of our money is going to go towards troop recruitment for this army here in Jackson, Mississippi. Actually, out of the ability to recruit that caliber of cannons, who else can recruit some cannons? Oh man, horse artillery way out west is the only option. I'm gonna guess Virginia as well. Yeah. So I actually have to construct a great arsenal in Louisiana in order to build cannons here. Whew, 2,000 gold. Rough. That only leaves us with some volunteer infantry to recruit in Jackson for now. I will send my dragoons here and my Texas Rangers out after these Union raiders. Head them off at the pass. A few units of infantry to join them.
Yes, sir. humble servant. Army.
I'm now really wishing that I hadn't burned down this gold mine. Now I've got to repair it for 446. I'll do that next turn. Ooh, the Union has crossed the river out west here, and looks like it's Sherman with some Union militia.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna try and muster all my troops together and prepare for that incoming force. We do outnumber him, but there's a lot of territory out here to cover. How are things in the east? Yeah, this Union army in Virginia is looking like trouble. I also think I'm gonna send one of these howitzers out west.
Make ready. Mark. Make ready. Forward.
Let's see, guys, if we can actually intercept this army here. Oh, we can't. We're gonna have to move out of Richmond first.
Any further orders? At the ready. Make ready. Mark.
Okay. Well, General Lee here in Virginia has a pretty solid amount of troops. I think he'll be okay. And they really can't get around me to get to Richmond. Which is good, because that is our capital. Anything else for this turn? I'm not seeing a whole lot of options, just holding the line wherever possible. Yep, let's end our turn here. Enemy raid, Pine Bluff Plantations. As expected, a Union raid here in western Louisiana. Let's go ahead and top this gold mine off while I'm thinking about it, and replenish the last of our troops in St. Louis. State House complete in Louisiana. The Great Arsenal is building. And we already have the military academy here, so I won't build that. Let's build some more Texas Rangers and Mosby's Raiders. I am going to stick to just one unit of line infantry recruited from Mississippi for now, because we do have money to spend elsewhere. As I talked about last turn, I want to keep these economic upgrades going. Speaking of economy, let's see if anyone else will trade with us. We're trading with Mexico. Come on, Haiti. We're definitely the dominant power in North America. Trade with us. Okay, let's do it for an alliance. I don't think they're gonna have anybody declare war on them anytime soon. They still want Louisiana. That's not gonna happen. Instead, what can we recruit out west? Looks like more militia, so let's recruit from Texas, possibly? No, it's gotta be West Texas. That's gonna be a long march, no matter what.
Sir, your orders? Yes. Ready and waiting for.
Looks like that Union raiding party is going right for the farms here in Great Bend. I think it's time that we struck out and went after them as quickly as possible. We really do need those cannons, though. Let's cancel that infantry and get 24-pounder howitzer going.
Yes,
And it
sir.
looks like at long last we have a general, General Mosby, here in Kentucky.
Forward.
Looks like he was a leader of a regiment of Rangers. Ranger bands in northern and western Virginia. Wow, he has quite the history here. He's a Virginian with a penchant for violence, and he was an outlaw. No, sorry, he was practicing law at the outbreak of the war. I just heard penchant for violence and assumed that said outlaw. Just kind of went together. Wow. Early in 1863, with just 29 men, he rode into Fairfax Courthouse and roused Union General Edwin H. Stoughton from bed with a slap on the rear end. He captured multiple Union generals and bragged that he wanted to ride to Washington and capture Abraham Lincoln himself. And he almost captured a train that was carrying General Grant. Now, I know one of you guys had a suggestion that I create Mosby's Raiders, a Confederate Dragoon raiding party led by Mosby himself. And after that description, I'm kind of tempted to do that. That's fantastic. James Longstreet recruited here in Mississippi, along with a few other units. There you are. Okay. It looks like that Union Army has retreated to DC. I mean, the troop buildup here in the east is definitely what they're focusing on. And honestly, guys, it's a bit concerning. I think that if I can, I might make a daring ride north, perhaps next turn, and try and clean up some of this army.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Until that happens, though,
Forward at the ready.
no one leaves Virginia. Let's just leave all of our troops here, and our central army will have to make do with just one cannon for now. In fact, I'm going to send one of their units of militia east to Virginia as backup.
Sir. Orders.
Now let's chase down these Union Raiders. Excellent. We are within range. Let's run them down. That'll be the last plantation that they burn. Whoa, looks like a dust storm out here. Let's just go ahead and deploy. They've got a light fence here and some stone walls, but yep, they're going to actually deploy way back there. Mosby's Raiders, you guys break right. Texas Rangers break left. It looks like the Rangers are armed with melee only. And Mosby's Raiders are also melee only. Wow, that unit of militia only has 19 men left. I guess there's no need to rush. Might as well take our time. Let's flank around. Aha, they're trying to hide in the underbrush. And they've just fired a couple of shots from the fence line. Any hits? No hits. Both units charge in. We have the hill to our advantage. That's a devastating wave of cavalry. No losses for us, almost 50 for them immediately. And they're shooting us in the back. Still no losses though. That's a swarm of cavalry. Are we actually going to make it out of this with no casualties? I think it's definitely possible, guys. Let's run them down. No raiding allowed. We'll stop there, though. Only a handful left. Well, guys, there you have it. 0 losses for the Confederacy.
You ask too much.
Devastation for the Union. Okay. That's about all we can do for this turn. Let's see what happens next. Ulysses S. Grant emerges. Let's see. Looks like the congressman who appointed Grant to West Point forgot his name. And West Point couldn't correct the error, and he was told that according to the government he was Ulysses. After that, he was stuck with the name. At the outbreak of the Civil War, he was working in his father's leather store in Illinois and was appointed by the state governor to command a volunteer regiment. He whipped it into shape, and by September 1861, he had risen to the rank of Brigadier General of the Volunteers. Our farms are complete. Our first cannon out here in West Texas is finally ready. North with you.
Immediately. Mark.
Immediately, let's build a few more. Let's do a light horse and a full 24-pounder. 1,300 gold left. And it looks like the Union's going to stay their hand. They're not moving in just yet.
Sir. Make ready. Mark.
I think it's time to upgrade the roads out here too, as soon as I can afford it. Yeah, these routes are not great out west. 700 gold to upgrade the farm. That is acceptable. Once again, we have the Union armies right there on the border. I mean, it makes sense. But, man, that one army is huge. If only I could attack it without the enemy armies reinforcing. I might scout that out here in a second. For now, though, I'm going to push my central army north. It's going to head up to St. Louis and prepare for the push to Chicago. Our goal being to cut the Union states in half and then use Chicago to trade with Britain for an alliance. That should be enough of a show of strength, I hope.
Yes. True. Yes, sir. Forward.
Alright, James Longstreet, you stay over here.
Sir.
Where did Mosby go? Mosby. Actually, you know what? If we're going to have a raiding party, Mosby might be the man to lead it. Mosby, head west.
More orders. Ready and awaiting orders.
General Longstreet, you head east.
At the ready.
Volunteers go east.
Forward. March.
Can't afford to recruit any more backup in Virginia, unfortunately. We hold the majority of the territory, but money is still pretty tight. Yeah, for the next economic upgrades, it's definitely going to be the railways and the roads out west. Okay, General Lee. Let us see
Yes,
if
sir.
you can safely attack.
Ha! Easy prey.
Yep, it looks like all the armies do reinforce. Let's fall back.
Fall back! Sir.
You guys
Your
fortify
orders?
Richmond just in case.
Troops! Forward!
We're about to have some nasty fights in the east here, so I think as soon as we have Chicago captured, we're going to want to get more armies east. And actually, guys, is Chicago undefended? I can't tell if I can even see it. I think it's empty. You know what? General Stonewall Jackson. Push for Chicago.
March!
Let's send out a scouting party.
Can't do it, sir. Troops!
Yes,
Oh.
indeed. It looks like Chicago is empty, and that is a lot of income for that territory. I will bet you guys that Great Britain will go for it. Grant's out here in the west. No, Sherman's here in the west. Is Grant in the east? He might be at the head of this army. No, that's General Picard. Where, oh where, is Ulysses S. Grant? Interesting. Well, let's end our turn for now and see if we can actually capture Chicago. October of 1861. McClellan versus Scott. The surging popularity of General George McClellan. He challenges his superior, the legendary General Winfield Scott. They had some public disagreements over strategy. Very interesting. Scott was 75 years old at this point. And then we have Confederate dissension. More Southerners begin to publicly question why the Confederate victory at Manassas in July was not being put to better use. And it sounds like President Davis of the Confederacy meets with his generals to discuss strategy. In general, the agreement was that they were not well equipped enough to make a solid push into the north. And the Confederacy is also pushing for foreign agreements and peace treaties with Indian nations, trying to make their nation legitimate. There's our construction. There's our new artillery. And Jefferson Davis has a mistress, alright? Artillery, go ahead and push north. Keep on coming. As tempting as that gold mine is, I'm going to stick to the plan here, guys, and upgrade that infrastructure. I'll do 3 territories out here of territory or infrastructure upgrade. Really ought to save the rest of my money though. Especially seeing Sherman is heading west with that army, while German Rangers go for our farmland.
Your humble servant.
Well, we're about to have some fights here, guys.
Ready for
First
order.
things first, General Longstreet, go on east.
Troops! Forward! Make ready.
General Mosby, come on west.
Forward! Ready and awaiting orders. Sir.
You guys head on up to St. Louis and let's get that reoccupied.
Yes. By the left. March! Yes, sir. At the ready.
And let's go for Chicago.
Ready for order. Harvesting supplies. Form line for battle.
One more turn until we can reach it. Virginia remains secure, but under a constant threat of attack. So, out here in the west, let's go for General Sherman and
Ready
his
for order.
raiders.
Slaughter them.
Should be a pretty short fight, I think. Here we are out in the Great Plains of the West, and it looks like we have a lot of hidden troops here. That's a lot of crouching Confederates. Good grief. Okay. Let's play this a little cautiously. I don't want to lose too many men. I'm gonna put solid line here in the front. A smaller unit off to the side. What else do we have here? Left flank. And then you guys join the center group. It's going to be group 1. Group 2 on the right. Group 3 on the left. And then cavalry. And then cavalry. Let's put one more left, why not? That's right, Union, come down off of your hill. Okay, General Stonewall Jackson, come on up with your troops. I thought he had some cavalry, but I haven't seen it yet. And there they are. Center lines, go ahead and form up. Right flank. Let's get nice and close. Dragoons, you guys really start pushing here. Come on. Not many hits at that distance, so I think I'm going to push my lines in closer. We have a chance right now, it looks like. Go for General Sherman. Wow, there's a lot of shot peppering the back of this hill. My dragoons are gonna get hit, or my my cavalry here. they already lost one horse to all the overshooting. Okay, General Sherman is engaged. And the Union forces are surrounded. They are putting out some more accurate fire, though, it looks like, compared to my troops. "20 horses down. I'm gonna bet mostly to that crossfire. Oh, and these guys. And my cavalry has broken without killing General Sherman, thanks to this unit of Union militia. Let's go ahead and make this an imposing sight. I'm gonna just cover the hill behind their lines. You guys come on and let's take the hill behind them here. What is General Sherman doing? Cavalry, fall back. He's making a push outside of our lines, but he just lost some members of his bodyguard. General Jackson, go for him. Let's take out that Union militia as well. General Jackson riding after General Sherman. Just 3 of them left. Melee men, charge the militia. Looks like General Sherman is going to escape. Can't quite keep up. Cavalry break off. General Stonewall, go for it. A dramatic side chase here. And the Union forces are broken. Let's send in the cavalry. Wait! General Stonewall Jackson has killed General Sherman right before he escaped the battle. Now that is pretty crazy. Well, at this point, all that's left is the mop-up, so let's just speed things up here. General Sherman has been killed, at least I think he's been killed. We'll see if he comes back magically, like Napoleon does in Napoleon Total War. And it looks like we only lost 270 men. Our cavalry taking a pretty severe hit there. Top kills, Confederate cavalry. And then some of our volunteer infantry also cleaning up quite a bit.
Forward! For crown and country!
Line secure, 1,000 gold in replenishment. And pretty soon we'll have a cannon out here too. We still have to worry about these engineers down here, these rangers and regular infantry. Don't want to upgrade that farm just yet. New Mexico, though, I'll give you guys a governor's residence. Still really not liking the Union buildup on the East Coast. If we lose Richmond, the Carolinas are going to be wide open. Yeah, it might be time to move another army east.
By the left, making catch.
Hopefully, thanks to my aggression, the Union states are just going to be so stretched thin that they won't be able to come down here and attack Kentucky. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see.
Sir, your orders?
General Mosby, go on west. And with that, we'll end our turn here. It is now, I believe, late October. Federal disaster at Bluff. A Union reconnaissance near Leesburg, Virginia, which held important ferry points, was ordered by General McClellan. The scouting force for the Union was commanded by Brigadier General Charles Stone, and as they crossed the river at Bluff, the Confederates attacked. The Federals tried to withdraw, but their boats were swamped, and many were shot or drowned while trying to swim back across the river. That was another rather humiliating defeat for the Union. Among those killed was Colonel Edward Baker, a personal friend of President Lincoln. Stone was actually formally charged with treason. That definitely ruined his career. Okay, back on our campaign. Our farm clearances are complete. Let's upgrade those again. And I thought I saw a unconstructed plantation. Yes. Cotton or tobacco. Let's check the world trade. Cotton at 21. Tobacco at 22. Doesn't really matter. We'll go for tobacco. I think it's also time to check on construction here in Richmond. I'll build a gunnery school. I am still seeing a lot of Union troops here, but some have disappeared into the fog of war. Or perhaps they've just all combined into these larger armies. It's really hard to tell, actually.
Ready for orders. Awaiting further orders.
Really can't recruit anything here in Virginia just yet. Definitely can't afford the Army Board, but I think that might be next. Time to get some more advanced armies going.
Sir. Forward. Ready for orders.
Okay, General Longstreet, you keep coming to meet up with your army, while your army heads to Virginia.
Forward.
Chicago.
Sir. They are trapped.
Welcome to the Confederacy.
None shall defeat them.
I think I'll actually cancel one of these farm upgrades down here to give us full repair and replenishment for Chicago. A strange day for the USA. They are now divided between East and West. Meanwhile, the Confederacy grows ever larger, and hopefully with Chicago, we can make that barter maybe even next turn for an alliance with Great Britain.
Yes, sir. Yes.
For now, let's catch up with these engineers.
Make ready. March.
I'm just gonna auto-resolve this one.
Undaunted.
104
Undefeated.
men lost.
March.
They're not quite done though, but they do retreat.
Sir. Your orders?
Okay. Out of money out west. Let's make sure that our cannons are in fact traveling north.
Forward. For crown.
Yeah, Kansas Territory is not too happy about being taken over still. Gotta watch out for that. Man, we don't get a whole lot of money compared to the Union when we capture a territory. Chicago was worth 1,000. We're only getting 193 out of it.
Sir, your humble servant.
Let's make sure that St. Louis is garrisoned. Oh, our tax rate is pretty low, it looks like. Cranking it back up to medium taxes, that'll take us to 1,100. I think I'm going to stick with that, guys, because we really could use the money. That is going to hurt growth, though. How about our ministers? Can anyone be replaced? Oh, our prime minister, we're actually losing prestige per turn. You're gone. There we go. +4 to diplomatic relations. That's going to come in handy. Let's see if maybe France will trade with us now. I'm not going to give you Texas, France. How about 10 turns of military access? No, you also cannot have New Mexico. Okay. We'll end this turn here. They still managed to burn down the farms at Great Bend. The Trent affair. Looks like Jefferson Davis, our president, has named 2 distinguished Southerners, James Mason and John Slidell of Louisiana, as commissioners to represent Confederate interests abroad, Mason in England and Slidell in France. They get out of Charleston, South Carolina, thanks to a blockade runner at the beginning of October in 1861. Interestingly, the USS San Jacinto is returning to the U.S., and her captain decides that the 2 Confederate, I guess you could call them envoys, are his to stop and search because they are considered dispatches, and under the rules of war, he can intercept dispatches. He steams out into a neutral nation's channel, fires across their bow, and captures them both, taking them back to the USA to be held captive. In England, there's an uproar which almost brings on a war, because the ship that was stopped was a British ship on the high seas, and he technically removed lawful passengers. 11,000 British regular troops are sent to Canada, and the British fleet is put on war footing. A sharp note is dispatched to the USA, demanding surrender of the prisoners and a prompt apology. You know what that says to me, guys? It says it's time for us to get friendly with Great Britain. Requesting an alliance. We will pay you, let's say 5,000 in gold first, and we keep Chicago. And they accept. Chicago remains in the Confederacy. And believe it or not, we actually still have almost 7,000 gold in taxes to enjoy, thanks to that tax increase to support the war. Let's see if Haiti will trade. We'll give you 3,000 of our gold to trade. They're still insisting on a territory.
Sir.
Alright, Mosby, march on up to St. Louis.
Ready. March.
Chicago, let's build a state house. General Jackson, send some scouts out west. Burn down this
Sir.
economic structure here. I think that's a, yeah, iron workshop. Not much going on, actually, that I can see.
Yes.
Let's hunt down these Union raiders out west. Auto-resolve you again.
Triumphant.
And they're gone.
Forward for crown and
Replenish
country.
and replenish. And I'm going to actually build a governor's encampment here in the Kansas territory because it just takes so long for troops to get north. It's a long march from Texas.
Citizens, march.
Let's do some more economic improvements. How about some farms?
Yes.
And farms again.
Your humble servant.
General Longstreet, keep on marching to Virginia.
Yes. By the left. March.
Lots of construction. Do we have any more ministers that I could replace? Everyone's actually relatively talented. I don't think our naval minister matters right now. Let's kick him out anyway. Okay, nothing. Now, did I build a shipyard last episode? I did. And it appears to do nothing. Oh well. I guess I'll swap it out for a trade dock, maybe? I don't know. I'll hold on to it and see if I get any ships maybe later in the campaign. I doubt it, but it's worth a shot. After all, I do already have the building. Okay, out of money. Let's end our turn here.
Sir.
Wait.
Orders.
Let's send you guys north. But stop along the way for your cannons for sure.
Make ready. For crown and country. By the left. March. Your humble servant.
Okay. Now we end the turn. The Battle of Belmont. In Kentucky, the Confederates strengthened their defensive line from the Cumberland Gap to Columbus. Looks like both Kentucky and Missouri have a pro-federal and pro-Confederate government in the same state. Very interesting and rather awkward situation for the local governments for sure.
Ready for order.
Here we go, guys. At long last, our second army is arriving in Virginia.
By the left. March. At the ready. Sir.
They can't quite combine armies just yet.
Ready for order.
That's fine. Their general is still catching up.
Sir. Your orders.
Wonder if I could strike out for New York, maybe. Try and get some of these Union forces away from their capital. Ooh, I do have a glorious amount of cash, though, so I'm going to recruit a few new units and do all of that new construction.
Ready for order.
I might not recruit out east, though. I've already got 2 full stacks. Maybe I'll recruit in St. Louis? Yeah. Let's build some Confederate engineers and some volunteer militia.
Yes, sir.
General Mosby, you are here at last. Detroit, Michigan, how well fortified are you? The answer is barely. I think the aggression is going to continue, guys.
For battle.
Ooh, we can't quite leave Chicago, though.
March.
I guess the aggression will have to wait just a bit.
Ready and awaiting orders.
Let's see, you guys need to reconnect with your cannons,
Yes, sir.
which are way behind.
Make ready.
Might as well just stay there.
Yes. Make ready.
So guys, let's get a vote going in the comments. Should I attack and be aggressive here in the east, where the primary strength of the Union is around DC, or should I strangle them by cutting off the rest of the west and taking down these territories one at a time? A slower strategy, but probably a safer one. What's not safe though is this. Can I actually increase the difficulty of the campaign? Only of the battle, it looks like. We'll go ahead and crank the battle difficulty up to maximum. Seeing it looks like we're stuck on just traditional hard difficulty for the campaign, but that's fine. Like I said before, I don't think this is actually an easy campaign. I think that my early aggression is what saved me. That's going to be it for now, guys. In the next episode, I'll tally up the votes and see where we make our next moves. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.